Hi, thanks for watching. Today I wanted to tell you about my skincare routine. So first let me just tell you a little bit about my skin type. So I've always had problem skin. Ever since I was a teen, I always had some kind of acne problems. Fortunately, it wasn't really bad, but I did break out, and I always had at least like a little bit going on where, you know, just as something starts to heal, you get more broken out on another spot. And it was really just like my forehead, my nose, maybe around my mouth. My forehead really was like the biggest culprit for you know, was having problems there. And again, it wasn't like horrifically bad. I'm not you know, trying to like complain about it, because I know that some people have it a lot worse. But I just never really had clear skin. But I was able, it was to the point where I could mostly cover it with makeup, at least, you know, somewhat. And that never went away. So even now that I'm 27 years old, I'll still break out my forehead, especially once a month, because, you know, and so that is, you know, part of my skin. And then another part is my skin's always been pretty dry, and especially now after having a baby, I noticed that my cheeks had gotten really dry, to the point where they were like flaky dry and really bad. I get them under control right now, so they're not, you know, horrible right now, but my skin overall tends to be dry. And sometimes like in the summer, or, you know, if it's hot and humid and I'm sweating, I will get a little bit of shine in my T-zone, but I don't consider that having combination skin, because since my skin is dry, what sometimes happens is your skin can get dehydrated, and it will try to protect itself and produce more oil to compensate for the fact that it's dry, or whatever is drying it, or maybe it's just dry, you know, maybe you're not getting enough water, or you know whatever the reason is for your skin being dehydrated. And like right now, I got it pretty much under control to where it's not really dehydrated anymore, and I have very little problem of looking shiny. So that's why I don't think that I have combination skin. I think it's dry and acne prone. Alright, so that's enough about my skin type. So what I do is I would take off my eye makeup with jojoba oil. This is from TKB Trading. It's organic golden jojoba oil. Just on a cotton ball, just wipe my eyes clean, and then usually wipe the oil off with a cotton ball as well, because otherwise that area stays kind of oily, and I don't really like to put like soap to wash the oil off my eye, because then I'll get soap in my eye. And then I wash the rest of my face, and this is a product I use. It's from Garden of Wisdom. It's called Simply Clean Tea Tree Oil Cleanser. GoW stands for Garden of Wisdom. Their website's on the bottom there in green. And this is actually one of my favorite brands for skincare, or actually I think it is my favorite brand, and you'll see a lot of products from them in this video. And I just think they have great products. You know, they don't have any kind of fancy packaging. It's kind of a smallish online company, but the ingredients they use are really great. They're all natural, and there's no fillers or anything like needless in there. Even for a lot of her products, the owner will write out, you know, for what all the ingredients are for. And so I really like that there's nothing there, you know, just to take up space as a cheap filler. You know, she doesn't do that. And so I think they're really great products, and they're a little bit pricey. I mean, if you're comparing it to like cheap stuff you can get at Walmart, then, you know, this will look pricey to you. But if you compare it to something all natural, something with similar ingredients, even like the natural brands at Walmart, I think I looked and there was like a natural moisturizer by like Alba or something, and it was like $17. So I mean, that's expensive too. So like that's comparable, you know, if you compare it to the same kind of thing, then the prices are comparable. And they're obviously cheaper than any kind of, you know, luxury brands. And considering the great ingredients they have, I think that it's a real bargain, because if you look for something with the same ingredients, it usually ends up being more expensive. Alright, so that's enough about that. So I love this cleanser. It's kind of like a olive green brown gel. You can see all the bubbles in there. And you really just need pea-size amount. That seems to be plenty for me. Even though I'm the kind of person, when people say like pea-size amount, I'm always like, that's not enough. How can you spread that all over your face? But this actually is for me. And it feels really slick and like slippery. I don't want to say slimy, but it's just very slick, and you just spread it all over your face and you feel it on your face. And it has, it is foaming, but very mildly. You're not going to get like huge foamy bubbles with this or anything. And then, excuse me, I use my Clarasonic Mia brush to wash my face with that cleanser and this brush. And I do like this, but I don't think that it performs miracles. Like when I got it, it's a very expensive product. It's like $120. And I thought, you know, maybe it's going to make all my blackheads go away. Maybe it's going to clear my skin right up. And I've been using it for several months now. And it does not do those things. Now, it does get my face really clean. And it's nice because it runs for a full minute. So I end up, you're kind of forced to wash your face for a full minute. And so that's been good for me. I've been getting, you know, all my makeup off, my skin really clean. Do you need this most expensive type of brush to do that? I don't think so. There are a lot of cheaper alternatives to this brush out there. As long as, you know, they're soft and everything like that, I think that they probably would work just as well for getting your face clean. In terms of, you know, paying such a high price for something, it would have to like do something extra for me, you know, like clear out my pores, you know, prevent acne, I don't know, not just get my skin clean. But I do like it, and, you know, I bought it. So I do use it and I like it, but if I were to go back, I might have tried like a cheaper alternative. That's all I'm trying to say. And I know this does work well for a lot of people, so maybe it's worth a try, but, you know, just for me personally, it didn't do anything, you know, anything really, really, really great is what I'm trying to say. And this cleanser is amazing. It has tea tree oil in it as well as neem oil, and it's very gentle, but it's very good for acne. It does have kind of a funky smell to it, kind of like tea tree oilish. I mean, I don't really sense it. It washes off your face and everything like that. But it's been really great for, you know, not drying out my skin, not stripping my skin of the moisture. It is pH balanced, but it kind of, I did notice it helping control the acne on my face. So after I wash my face, what I would do is I would apply this Oxygen Rich Gel. And my camera is not going to zoom, but this is a really, really great product. This is also from Garden of Wisdom. And I kind of tried it on a whim because I heard so many raves about it, but I was really, really skeptical because it's really just stabilized oxygen, green tea, preservative. So, I mean, when you hear, you know, this is oxygen, gel with oxygen in it, you don't necessarily think, oh wow, that's really gonna, you know, do something amazing, because there's oxygen all around, you know. My skin's touching oxygen right now and nothing amazing is happening to it. So I was really skeptical, but because so many people have raved about it on like forums and things like that, I decided to try it, and I got a little sample size. And that's the nice thing about Garden of Wisdom, is they have sample sizes of pretty much all their products. So you can, you know, not spend a lot of money buying a large product that will end up potentially not working for you. And this is 1/4 of an ounce, so 0.25 ounces, just so you get an idea. And it lasts a long time because I just apply this on my forehead and maybe my nose, because this is for acne treatment, because that's where I'm prone to breaking out. So I just, you know, squeeze out a tiny little bit and then it spreads pretty easily, pretty well. So usually that's all I need. So I think it's going to last a long time. And this has been amazing at preventing acne. I mean, just amazing. I was like in shock when I started using this because I don't know why, I just wasn't putting a lot of faith in it, just from the name of it, I guess. But it is, if I could choose just like one product out of all my products, it would probably be that one, because I never really tried anything that worked so well. Years ago, I used to use Proactive, and I used Proactive for a really long time, maybe like a year or two. And that is like a very harsh acne treatment system. It's got benzoyl peroxide in it, which is really effective against acne, but it's also damaging to the skin, and it contributes and speeds up like the aging process of the skin and damages it and everything. And so it's also very drying and irritating. So it helped with my acne, the Proactive did, but at the same time it made my skin really dry and really flaky, and my makeup wouldn't go on evenly, and you know, the flaky skin was kind of visible. And so it's kind of a toss-up. And then finally I quit it, and you know, it took a while to kind of get my skin back to normal and like stabilized again on like other products, because your skin gets used to it. It's basically, it just kills all the bacteria that causes your acne on your skin, and so your skin has to kind of like get back into its balance again. And this works just as good as benzoyl peroxide on preventing acne, except it has no negative effects. It's not drying, it's not irritating, it's just a clear, completely like almost like a water-based gel. You just put it on, it sinks in, you'd never know it's there, you know, no trace of it is left, and it just works really, really good. So that's enough about that. And then I apply an antioxidant serum, and I currently have two. And these are also samples from Garden of Wisdom. And this one is called Marityme. And then another one is called Calf Bait AntiOx. And I'll just take a couple of drops. I don't do both at the same time. I alternate. So I don't always wash my face in the morning. So I don't want to say like I use this one in the morning and this one at night. It's just whatever one, you know, I didn't use last, I'll use that one. And I just kind of switch off between the two. And I'll just apply it all over my skin. It's kind of difficult for me to say what exactly this is doing for me and how effective it is, just because it's kind of a preventative thing, a preventative measure for me. It's you know, antioxidants supposed to prevent free radical damage to your skin. It's supposed to, you know, slow down aging and stuff like that, and good for that. So it's kind of a preventative measure, and it's really hard to tell, you know, if it's doing its thing until several years later, and then we'll see how my skin looks like then. But another thing that I don't think I've used it long enough to really tell, but I was hoping that it would also prevent, or not prevent, but help with some of the hyperpigmentation that I have after being pregnant and having a baby. The skin around my mouth became a little bit darker. I had some hyperpigmentation happening on my face, and so that's another thing that I'm hoping. I don't think I really see much difference yet, but I think because these are natural products, they're not like skin bleaching or anything like that, I think that it will take some time for it to fix that. But good, I mean, nothing bad about them, but I don't really know their long-term effect, which is what you have to use them for long-term to, you know, really see anything. And then